Hi Izzy,
Hi,
how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So you're going to share a bit of your Alpha story with us today, and I'd love to just start by hearing how you came to do Alpha in the first place.
Yeah, so I went to church when I was in school, but it was a requirement of the schools. So I didn't really go very much by choice. When I left school at 18, I didn't really think about church much during that time. And then about 2 years ago, I moved in with Beth, who goes to the Covent Garden service. And when she used to come back from church, we used to kind of discuss the service, and I'd ask her lots of questions. And then in autumn last year, she said that she was doing the Alpha course and invited me to go along. So me and my friend went, and yeah, had a really good time.
Amazing. So how did you find the course, doing it for the first time? What was it like?
I really enjoyed it. I remember during the first session, Liam saying, this is a place to ask all your big questions, and, don't feel like there's anything you can't ask. And I remember being quite shocked at that, because my previous experience of church had definitely been where you just had to believe and accept everything that you were told, and you definitely weren't encouraged to ask questions. So I remember being kind of relieved and shocked that that was kind of the whole point of Alpha. I remember also being quite nervous going into it, because as someone that hasn't been to church very much over the last sort of 10 years, mainly only for midnight masses at Christmas, I was a bit worried that I would be judged as kind of being someone that wasn't actively practicing in the Christian faith. But actually I had absolutely nothing to worry about. In the end, I was actually the only person on my table that wasn't actively involved in a church, but everyone was really welcoming, and they had lots of really good tips, and they really supported me through the journey.
So what was kind of the turning point for you? Because obviously you enjoyed the course overall, but when did it kind of all start to really hit home and make sense for you?
Definitely on the Alpha day. I was also quite nervous about going into that, because I knew that we were doing worship, and as someone that's not very good at singing, I was a little bit terrified I was going to be forced to stand up and sing, but I wasn't, so that was a relief. And actually it was just really nice to see that side of the church and to kind of pray together as a whole. And I had someone pray for me, and much to my horror burst into tears in a room full of people, which was somewhat embarrassing, but actually no one really paid any attention specifically to individual people, and it just felt like such a safe place to kind of explore God's love and to really feel that.
So what is life like now? Obviously you did Alpha in autumn. How has your life changed since you've got to know Jesus? What's it been like?
Well, I now go to the central service regularly, and I'm really enjoying that. I started reading the Bible for the first time. I listen to lots of worship music in my own time, and I've just found a really good supportive group of people that have helped me kind of on this journey. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. Sometimes I feel really energized and really positive about it, and sometimes I definitely feel like a bit of a fraud and like I'm almost forcing it, but overall the journey has been really, really good, and I've since invited friends and family to the service, and actually it's been really nice getting to share my experiences with them.
Thanks for sharing that. It's amazing. So we're going to be running another Alpha course online in June. What would you say to someone watching this that's maybe thinking of trying Alpha for the first time but's not really sure, and maybe they're nervous about doing it online? Do you have any advice for them?
I think it's definitely worth doing. It's just an amazing safe space to ask all your big questions and just help you grapple with Christianity. I think as well, doing it online, I'm currently doing the Steps course online, and I definitely don't think you lose anything by it being online. I think it still feels like a really safe space, and you still feel like you get to bond and connect with people in your groups. It's really good.